welcome to episode 76 of Top Rope Rally, right here on the YouTube. I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm Justin Carter.
And let's get talking about a major bombshell that happened
right here on Ringside
this week. Huge. Sports Illustrated talked to Dixie Carter, and the way she talked, the end of this year is it for TNA and Destination America.
Didn't last very long.
Did not. They are hinting that they may get a little spike deal where we'll keep you on until February 2016.
Right.
So you can find another home, which is another step down of what you had before.
You can't go much lower than what they got right now.
They can't. You're right. They definitely cannot. But they are. I mean, what do you have left? What do you have left? Do you go back doing the pay-per-views? That's all you do.
Right. I mean, and you know what? And I liked it back then, but it's like the weekly pay-per-views, you know, because it was a low price, because it was a weekly thing.
Right.
It could work.
Oh, it definitely could work.
You know, because you don't have to have a cable provider in order to do that. You don't have to have a station to do that. I mean, pay-per-view won't carry anything.
You're right.
Anything. So it may be for the best that they do it that way.
It may be.
And now, I mean, I kind of like this. We talked about this a little bit last week.
We did.
That one of them couldn't come back by himself unless he was a trainer. But with this, WWE's considering a Hardy Boys return.
I mean, it worked for the Dudley Boys. I think it will work for the Hardy Boys.
Yes, it would be, you know, like Titus O'Neil did say. He said that he believes that there's not only a revolution going on with the Divas, but there's a tag team revolution. And I do believe that. They're putting more time into the tag team division. And I don't think the Dudleys would have come back if they were to just like say, you know, we're just going to do it how we normally been doing it. No, you're going to have to give us some time. And they've been giving the tag team division some time. Even before the Dudleys came back, you know, they started with a resurgence. I mean, with the Cesaro and Tyson kids and all that, you know, it just, which unfortunately,
I mean, still would have been good for the tag division, but you know what happened to Tyson and everything with his
neck injury
and everything.
Of course, Bret Hart knows all the future for him. But anyway, I mean, hopefully, you know, he'd come back. You know, it's going to be a long time, but it'll be better than ever, hopefully, in that situation. But I do like that they're looking at tag teams, and you know, hopefully they're looking at future tag teams as well, because you know the Hardys and the Dudleys aren't going to last forever.
No, that's good nostalgia. That's
good nostalgia. Good, you know, good for a year or two. You know, at most. You know, of course they need to run with the tag team championships for a little while to establish. You know, hey, we're not just old fogies. We're not doing the Jericho run where we lose to everybody except for on TV.
But they do need to put a team over. Yes.
Yes. I mean, but not. I mean. You know, we had our predictions about the Tag Team Championships for tonight, which we're filming right now, right before Night of Champions. But my thing is, they do need to win the tag belts, and then whoever beats them will get a good rub. Do they win right away, like Night of Champions, or do we get and Xavier Woods cheating, and then all of a sudden we gotta even the odds. We gotta get Xavier Woods out of the way. Little brother Ron Spike Dudley comes back.
Why not? I mean, they're on good terms. I think they're still on good terms, and why not?
So I mean, it'll be interesting, a six-man tag, and I mean, it'll make the feud go a little longer, which is totally fine because the New Day is over whether they're against the Dudleys or not. They're over.
I mean, Spike does have to run. You're right. Bring him in, six-man match for the next pay-per-view.
Yes, that's how they did with TNA. He just showed up and then he left.
He goes away, and then the following pay-per-view,
another tag team title.
Then they have a tag, and they win the title then.
Exactly. TNA doing 2 Hall of Fames this year. They did one live. Well, not really.
Didn't say anything about it though. You know, didn't say this year there'll be 2 inductees.
Right.
They threw us Jeff Jarrett.
They gave us Jeff Jarrett on a taped episode of Impact where he gave a little small speech. You know, that was a little bit weird. Just, I mean, I guess they rushed it so that he could do his whole storyline of becoming the heel and Global Force trying to take over TNA. You know, you don't rush things like that. But now,
this one, I think this is going to be done on a house show.
It will be done on a house show on the road because it's in his hometown. That's the reason they're doing it. On the road to, at least they're doing house shows. My gosh. On the road to Bound for Glory. They got to
pay for TV money, so they do. Not cheaper. Just traveling. Gas money.
And you see who was inducted.
Shotgun! I got shotgun!
You see who's inducted?
No, I did not see who was inducted.
The Smashing Pumpkins dude. The Billy Corgan guy.
The one who works for TNA?
The writer. Why not his own son who works for TNA?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm right here. I'm his son. I'm also a referee. Oh, no, we're going to get the Smashing Pumpkins guy.
Okay, so we haven't told him who it is. We've talked about the son, the
I said
Smashing
the son was a referee also. The referee, Earl Hebner. Now, this
How about
is...
his brother? His twin brother.
Who could induct him. Now, this, I will say this. This is, I mean, I think they're doing it just so they can get ahead of the curve. This is the very first referee ever to be inducted into a Hall of Fame, according to what I read from their thing. Which I'm fine with. I'm fine with Earl Hebner. I'd like to see some referees go in. I mean, if non-wrestlers like Donald Trump and Arnold could go in.
But that, I mean, for them, if they're just doing that for that, that's stupid.
Right. Now, I would, you know, if WWE would get on good terms with Earl Hebner, I would have liked to see WWE put him in. I mean, because how many nostalgia, you know, situations have we seen? How many big things that they've shown throughout the years that he was involved in? You know what I'm saying? He was involved with the screw job. He was involved with the Hogan screw job, with the reverse referee thing.
Yes, he was.
He was involved in so many different things. You know, I'd like to see a lot of referees go in the Hall of Fame. Oh my gosh!
He burned the bridge. I think he's burned the bridges, though.
He did, because he was selling merchandise.
That's great.
My gosh. He's selling merchandise without permission. I mean, of course they're going to fire him.
Xavier's hair. Okay.
I know y'all people are seeing this by now unless you live under a rock, but my gosh, his hair looks crazy.
Well, let's talk a little bit of Lucha Underground. We don't talk much Lucha Underground.
No, we do not. But
Vampiro is pissed.
He's always pissed.
He is pissed.
He posted a lengthy blog venting frustration with the status of a Lucha Underground second season takes aim at the network executives. That's just not a network executive to take aim at, which is, of course, the guy Mark Burnett who does Survivor and all this stuff. That's just not. That's just not. That's that new network thing. That is just not someone you go after. He's going to be fired for the next season. If there is a next season.
That's what he's mad about. They're not ready. They're not saying, hey, we're going to have a next season or not. And I understand his point.
But he's got to understand, he's not dealing with wrestling people. Breaking ground. Very nice. He's not dealing with, right after my birthday. So anyway, he's not dealing with wrestling executives. He's dealing with, just like WCW was, dealing with network executives. It's different. They keep everything on the hush hush. They could have a second season and not want to talk about it until right before it happens.
Like you said, making waves is not good for him. So
no, you don't piss off the people that are paying you. And this is interesting. They just had a network special with Eric Bischoff. Well, it's not really a network special, but it was the first look into the Monday Night Wars Know Your Role.
Yeah, the second.
Which is interesting because you would think The Rock would be the one that's doing the interviewing. But they interviewed Eric Bischoff.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Last time on part 1, where they had Sting, Renee Young, and Hunter talking about each episode at the end of it.
Right.
I like that. And now Eric Bischoff's doing that. And the first look was really good.
It did. Yes.
And so now they're having...
It's on my wish list to purchase.
Exactly. Now, and the Daniel Bryan one.
Yes.
And now another Bischoff Network special. WWE Network will be airing another one next week. The show will air on Wednesday at 5 p.m., which is an interesting time. And we'll see Bischoff...
4 p.m. Central.
We'll see Bischoff counting down the controversial moments. Also, JBL will be interviewing Eric Bischoff on the debut episode of his new network show, Legends with JBL. The first part will be airing after Raw on Monday night, and part 2 will air Wednesday at 5 p.m. So, how can both those things air?
I don't know, that's somebody a typo in it.
That's probably a typo, because all we do is copy and paste. But all we know is there's a part 1 for Monday night with Legends of JBL. He's also doing a countdown of his most controversial moments and a part 2 interview with JBL supposedly on Wednesday. With the controversial moments?
No, with JBL. JBL show was 1 hour.
So 30 minutes on one night, 30 minutes on another,
or
an hour and an hour?
I think it's an hour and an hour.
Dead gun, they talked about a lot of stuff then.
I hope it's an hour, but it's probably right, 30.
Probably.
You know, because they have no space on the network to do an hour show.
Right. Also,
I mean, some of these are okay to be 5 to 10 minutes, but some of these you like to be, let's draw it out.
So it is inside the building.
Of course, that's just for the.
That's stupid. I hope they paid him extra to put all that up there. Is that a new jacket thing?
No. I mean, yeah, you haven't seen it probably, but yes.
I don't ever watch.
He's been wearing it a while.
That's the same outfits.
They're just getting to it. They're gonna do it.
They needed to hurry up.
They do.
Anywho, they need to have at least the same colors. But before we get to this, If you're a WWE wrestler out there, do not talk to Hulk Hogan. Don't want to get fired. I just want to point that out.
Yes.
That they don't want anybody communicating with him.
talking to Hogan.
Bad publicity. But Ring of Honor All-Star Extravaganza results from this past Friday. They had Jay Lethal defend both belts before Seth Rollins could defend both belts. We just found out Seth Rollins is defending them back-to-back, and by the time you watch this, you already know that, but they did it the right way in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, you don't do it that way.
You don't do it that way. Because automatically,
I know.
That means they're softening up for Sting.
And
that's stupid.
Unless you're doing Sting first. Then
Shut your mouth.
I know that you want Seth and Triple H, which we want to see that match.
We do.
And that would cause a rift, because you say, why are you doing this to me? You know why? You just take it away, even back-to-back.
That's true.
To show that you're a true champion.
A true champion.
To show that you're the man around this place. No,
that'd be cool if they were matching with him, though. That'd be cool.
Okay, let's talk about Ring of Honor this past Friday.
TV title match.
Eight great matches.
I think it was IPPV.
It was IPPV.
IPPV. Internet pay-per-view with a TV title match starting out Jay Lethal with Truth Martini versus Bobby Fish, one half of Red Dragon.
Yes.
Winner.
Who are the new IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions.
Very good.
Yeah, mouthful there.
Still Ring of Honor World Television Champion is Jay Lethal. Not shocked there.
In the second.
Good match. Good challenge there.
Yes.
This second thing kind of confused me. I was trying to read it and I'm like, what the heck?
The second match, it was the boys versus Silas Young becoming a boy. Because Silas Young took on Dalton Castle with his two boys, the peacocks, whatever the hell he calls them.
Yes, but it's saying Silas Young fought the boys.
No, he fought Dalton Castle. If he wins, he gets the boys to turn them into real men. But if he loses against Dalton Castle, Silas Young becomes a boy. He has to dress in the peacock feathers and fan Dalton Castle and stand up and kneel down if he steps on him to get in the ring.
Interesting.
But it didn't happen.
Just the way that's written out.
Yeah, it is written out weird.
But anyway, so it was Dalton. So the boys, it looks like the boys are facing Silas Young. But anyway, Dalton Castle faces Silas Young, and Silas Young apparently now gets to take the boys and turn them into men.
He took the boys to the back and he'll turn them into men. First off, I think he'll learn them to stand up and pee. That's number one on his list. Is they will stand up and
the vignettes for that's going to be interesting.
It is going to be. I like the way it went. I like Dalton Castle. I like his gimmick. I think he's
hilarious.
I think he's going to do well when he gets NXT.
And I don't know if you have seen exactly. And I don't know if you have seen his matches or not.
Yes, on Ring of Honor TV.
But I've got to show you. I've got the one where Jay Lethal won both belts against Jay versus Jay. I've got to show you that because their match, Dalton Castle versus Silas Young. Very good match. Dalton Castle is a very good wrestler. He's one of those like Goldust where he's goofy, but then when it's time to turn it up, he turns it up.
That's why I said he'll be good when he gets to NXT.
Exactly. The third match was the Briscoes versus the Returning, because he knows where his bread is buttered.
He does.
The Returning All Night Express, which is the returning Kenny King and dagnabbit Rhett Titus. That's his name. I almost forgot his name. The other guy.
I was seeing if you're going to know it or not.
The other guy.
I was saying, is he going to know Rhett Titus? Is he going to know it?
Well, you know, Rhett Titus has been in a mask since Kenny King left. He's been the romantic touch. So now he took the mask off and they're back together. But he is not, I guess, since the Beatdown Clan separated and had that debacle with Hernandez.
Yeah.
Kenny King, I guess they let his contract run out, which is totally okay.
He probably let his contract run out.
Exactly. I wish Kenny King would have never left Ring of Honor, but at least they brought him back in open arms. They probably told him that we'll eventually punish you for that.
Oh, yeah.
But they came back and they beat the Briscoes.
One of the greatest tag teams in Ring of Honor history.
Jay Briscoe, before he lost to Jay Lethal, had gone almost 2 years without being pinned to the mat. So that's big for the All Night Express to come right back into that. This is becoming a very good feud. This has lasted just as long as the Silas Young and the boys and the Dalton Castle.
The next match was
DQ.
no DQ, as we had Cedric Alexander with Veda Scott.
I like Veda Scott
versus Moose
with Stokely Hathaway.
Yes, and being a no DQ, Moose picked up the win.
Which they're trading wins. I like it. They're building them up. I like
that. Don't trade wins too much, you become WWE though.
That's true. But they're building up the feud. They're letting long feuds. Because remember, when Ring of Honor first started, it had nothing to do with, what's the word for it? had nothing to do with storylines. It was
Yes.
just wrestling. They got some storylines going. I like that. I like that. The 5th match was a best of 5 series. I did not even know they were doing a best of 5.
And we've already got 2 in already.
Yes,
so.
the third. This is match number 3 with ACH versus.
Good boy, ACH.
I like ACH. Versus. Do you know what his letters mean? Attitude, charisma, heart.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
You like that?
wow, that would really work for WWE.
It would work, wouldn't it? For the little kids and stuff.
Yes.
Anyway, versus they might confuse him for a little bit. I'm just kidding. Versus Matt Sydal, the winner. ACH now leads the series 2-1.
We know what that means.
Exactly. They're going to even it out.
We're going best of 5 here, folks.
The 6th match.
Ring of Honor Tag Team Title Match.
Good stuff.
We had the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, The Addiction, taking on the Kingdom with Maria, taking on the Young Bucks. And the winners. And new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, the Kingdom.
You thought he was going to say the Young Bucks. The 7th match is a 4-way match to determine the number 1 contender for the Ring of Honor title.
Ooh, this is interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Wow, the winner of this match, these 4 gentlemen here, whoever wins this match will take on,
the winner of the 8th
one
match.
day will take on Jay Lethal or Kyle O'Reilly.
Exactly.
Whoever wins that match.
You get ACH.
No, he's not in the
AJ
match.
Styles. AJ Styles versus Roderick Strong versus Adam Cole, baby. Versus Michael Elgin. Unbreakable.
4 great stars for Ring of Honor there.
And actually, all 4 of them former Ring of Honor champions.
Wow.
I believe AJ Styles was a Ring of Honor champion. I know Roderick Strong, Adam Cole, and Michael Elgin were. And the winner and new number 1 contender is AJ the Phenomenal with Styles.
And he has the Bullet Club back.
He does, because the final match is
for the Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship. As your champion, Jay Lethal took on Kyle O'Reilly of Red Dragon. But still, the Ring of Honor Heavyweight Champion, Jay Lethal. He walked into All-Star Extravaganza as the television champion and the World Heavyweight Champion, and walked out as the television champion and the World
Or what does he call it?
He calls himself the Undisputed World Television Champion.
There you go.
Of the world. No, I'm sorry, that was the Addiction was the World Tag Team Champion of the world.
That's funny. I did not know they said that.
Not anymore!
Not anymore, that's true. Next.
Scrolling.
Scrolling.
Okay, we got
Night of Champions betting.
We have a little betting odds. I think stuff here, so we're going to see what the betting
I
odds
don't bet, so I don't
said.
ever understand this.
And we're going to see how close they came out. So they said Seth Rollins is heavily favored to defeat Sting.
Boom!
John Cena's favored to win over Seth Rollins.
Kevin Owens is favored to defeat Ryback. Yes! The Dudley Boys are favored to beat the New Day.
Charlotte is favored to win the title over champion Nikki Bella, which we kind of figured that was going to happen. That's not a hard one. The Wyatt family is favored to beat Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and their mystery partner, who I think is going to be Kane.
Is backstage.
Please
that sucks.
wear the mask if he comes out.
Still sucks. I guess that leads to Kane versus Bray Wyatt. It gives something else.
Or Braun Strowman.
Something. Dolph Ziggler is favored to defeat Rusev, and I hope this is the end of it. The Cosmic Wasteland are the favorites to win against Neville and Lucha Dragons.
Right
we're watching it right this very second.
Now, speaking of Ambrose and Reigns and the mystery partner, WWE put a poll up asking you, who do you think the mystery partner is?
They put him there?
People listen up. And with a whopping 30%, people said that Eric Rowan was the mystery partner. Will be the mystery partner.
28% was The Rock. 14% didn't run, which I kind of hope they're not telling anybody that he's cleared, and which he's already cleared by other doctors. He just won't clear. But what if they brought him back tonight?
I mean, other people saying that it shouldn't happen. Though if that is true, I don't know.
I mean, he's not in the title. He's not going to be in the title picture. I mean, Sting's around right now. But anyway,
13% was an NXT star, which that's I think they did that for the picture that got out a few weeks back of Baron Corbin.
Of course. 8% was The Undertaker.
3% was Jericho.
Yeah. 2% was Ryback. Why would he wrestle twice? We don't want to see him once.
And Heath Slater also at 2%. Out of this list, if it's not Kane, I mean, if Kane cannot...
But you know they didn't put Kane on the list.
Can I put Kane on the list? It cannot... I don't want Eric Rowan. I do not want Eric Rowan.
No.
If he comes out, maybe he size the Wyatts like he should be. That surprised everybody.
Yeah.
If it is Kane, it has to be the big red monster, not
the mask.
not the
Not
slacks,
corporate.
not Mr. I need you to wear your dress slacks in the ring.
That's true.
Cannot be that.
It cannot be that.
And Daniel Bryan would be a big pop.
It would be a huge pop. They would love it. And that is going to be it for part number what?
That's what I was wondering.
Oh, and you've wondered correctly. Part 1 is over with, and we are finishing up in part 2, pay-per-view review, SummerSlam 2013 and 14. This is going to be it for part 2 until next week when we start Survivor Series. When we get to talk about the ones that they did correctly in the very beginning. And slowly dwindled down, and now it's crap. It's just the name, you know. It's all it is.
You're not really surviving anymore. So if you go by that route, every pay-per-view is a Survivor Series.
Exactly, because you just got to survive. Now, I mean, if it's gimmick matches like Buried Alive or a casket match, you're surviving.
You are, but they don't do that.
They did that one time when it was Vince versus Undertaker, when Undertaker went away as the biker Undertaker, and he came back at WrestleMania 20, I think it was, for the second time to face Kane.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll
that
be back.
is it for part 1 of episode 76 right here at Top Rope Reality. We'll catch you in a few clicks for part 2, pay-per-view
review
SummerSlam 13-14.